In a recent test of these new golf clubs, I have to say I think they are two of the best driver replacements on the market in 2024. Today we're going to put them to the test. I have, of course, the Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke Mini Driver and the Titleist GT2 fairway wood. Now you may think these are two totally different golf clubs. They actually share a lot more than you might think. They share loft, they share some elements of technology, and they also share the fact that you may have these in the bag if you struggle with your driver. So today we're going to test them out here on the golf course, and we're going to test them for numbers as well and see which one potentially you should have in your bag, because it may not be all as it seems in today's video. We'll kick off with the mini driver. Now, I'm a huge fan of this mini driver. The head is a little bit bigger than the TaylorMade equivalent, so it does feel a little bit shorter in the shaft. But if we do look at these shaft lengths, they are in fact identical. The only reason why the Callaway is a little bit longer is because obviously the head is a little bit bigger, but shaft length is exactly the same, and have both these clubs in potentially the ideal setup for me. So both these clubs are playing a 13.5 degree loft. So what difference should there be? Can we get more club head speed with the GT2 because it's obviously a smaller head on the same length shaft? Now straight away, that's exactly what I want from a mini driver, from a 3-wood, from any club that's potentially helping me keep the ball in play. That's nicely down the middle of the fairway, probably pitching around 250 to 260 yards. Let's have a go now with the 3-wood, the Callaway, or the Titleist should I say, and let's see what kind of ball flight we get, because I'm really excited to test this new GT2 model. The GT2 model has replaced the TSR2 and TSR2 Plus, so the TSR2 Plus is in fact no more. This is 200cc, whereas the GT3 model is just 175cc, so this is actually bigger than last year's TSR2 Plus, which a lot of people don't quite get their heads around. I happen to think it's quite a good idea. You can see we've got that front weight in here, so it's still a little bit of a kind of low spin model, and you can see I've also got it in 13.5 degrees. So very, very interesting setup. Will I attack this slightly differently because it's a 3-wood, or will we hit it the same because of that shaft length? So again, a nice high one at the right hand side of that fairway. Wasn't the best strike, a little bit high out the face, but I'll be really interested to see the two differences there with the Titleist GT2 3-wood and of course the Callaway Mini Driver AI Smoke. So what would you say the pros and cons are with the Paradigm AI Smoke Mini Driver and the GT2 fairway wood? I would say that the GT2 fairway wood will be that little bit more forgiving and versatile because we can use it off the tee. I'd also say with the Paradigm AI Smoke Mini Driver, we do have that adjustability, not just with the neck, but also being able to shift those weights front and back. So I have a 12 gram weight and a 4 gram weight, the 12 gram weight being in the front, so this is in its lower spin setting. I think more people are generically going to use it in that kind of forward weight setting, because I think more people, although it's a nice club to keep in play, I think most people who are buying this club are buying it to be a little bit of a low spin monster. So generally I think that's going to happen. We'll go again, and I'll go Titleist first this time, try and sweep it more off the tee. The Titleist fitter did say if you are more of a sweeper, the GT2 head will be the one for you. We've hit the fairway twice already. Oh, look at that. It's a much firmer feeling head than last year's TSR2. If you do like a firm feeling head, then you're not going to mind that at all. It's actually a firmer feeling head than the GT3 as well, so it does feel that little bit harder. And if you have a look at just where I've hit that from, you can see that I've come across that just a little bit, but we have managed to get that air of forgiveness even though we've cut across that head. So let's go Callaway again, and I can't wait to see the differences in these results, because I certainly feel like we've been nice and consistent here. Callaway does feel just like a cheating club putting it down. Oh yeah. So I feel like I could just hit that time after time after time with both of these clubs, whereas I stand on this tee with driver and I start to get a little bit worried. I start to think, how many golf balls have I got in my bag? How close is that out of bounds? And how strong is that wind? Let's go and see where they finished. So when we get down here, we hit 2 shots with each. We have the fairway wood, which to be honest, I caught a little bit high out there. Bobby actually thought I'd Dave Harrisoned it and roofed it, but we didn't because it's so forgiving. Then we have the other fairway wood here, just in the rough. The 2 mini drivers, we can see one just in front of the 2 3-woods, and then the latter one that I hit all the way up there, probably 50, 60 yards further up there. So very interesting. We have missed the fairway 3 times there, but with a side wind and very, very bouncy fairways, I'm taking these tee shots all day long. Let's go and test on a different hole. Let's see just how good both these clubs could be in your bag and how versatile they'd need to be to go in mine. Okay, so this is an area where you may surprisingly try and hit both these clubs. I despise this golf hole. This is of course stroke index 2 here at Woolley Park Golf Club. It's 450 yards uphill, always into the wind, and it's a par 4. How's it not stroke 1? I just don't know. But both these clubs do feature an element of adjustability, and I think these two have the best in the game when it comes to hosel adjustments. So Titleist, of course, have their Shore Fit adjustment, and Callaway, of course, have their OptiFit adjustment. I mean, come on, it's 2 very similar things, isn't it? Both of which can change loft, lie angle and face angle. But into the wind, which is the best club to have? Because this is where, like, I just don't like this tee shot. I wouldn't be surprised if we spray these 4 balls all over the shop. Hopefully not, because that's what this test is all about, isn't it? Keeping the ball in play. But first of all, we've got GT2. Can we play one? Well, I'll tell you what, Bobby, who am I? And what have I done with James Robinson? I really enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm going to try and hit the same shot again. So a little low bullet fade again, felt nice and firm. I'm getting used to that, coming to terms with it a bit. Oh, that's not the one. Forward! I mean, it's nice and low. Yeah, if we see, it's in play, isn't it? But would you hit that shot with a mini driver, with the Callaway mini driver? Should I do this test with the TaylorMade maybe? Yeah. Like, do you think I'm better with the TaylorMade? Yeah. That's perfection, isn't it? Like, it really doesn't get any better than that. I'll be interested to see the difference in distance for those two, you know, the 2 good ones. Like, all we really have to do now is snap up one of these left and test the bad ones as well, don't we, and see where we are. But we'll talk numbers as well in a minute. Really interested to see club head speed and ball speed with these. I feel like consistency-wise, I'm more at home with the mini driver. Like, those two are identical, and for me to hit 3 out of 4 good shots on this golf hole, even with a 3-wood and a mini driver, I'm quite pleased with myself, and it really does show that this is a test worth doing for me, and potentially for you guys at home as well. Let's go and see where they finished. Now this has well and truly put the cat amongst the pigeons for me, because I thought the 2 mini drivers were perfect, and the 3-wood is actually up the right hand side of the fairway, only a couple of yards, but I'd say further up than the mini drivers, and the mini drivers have both clung on to that left-hand rough. I don't mind that as a shot. Like on this hole, I've got 160, 70 yards in them, I'm taking that all day long, but the fact that 3-wood is more accurate and longer, I really wouldn't have thought that, because the 3-wood obviously you can just have in your bag for off the fairway as well, whereas the mini driver, it brings a different element, there's a different skill to hitting a mini driver off the deck than there is just a 3-wood. That's confused me now. Is it you? The finale. We've actually hit quite a lot of shots on the Golf Song Wave with both the Titleist GT2 fairway wood and the Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke mini drive. The numbers were really interesting because they were very similar. In fact, I got a little bit more club head speed with the Titleist, but I got a little bit more ball speed on average with the Callaway. I think that's because the Callaway is ultimately that little bit more forgiving and did allow me just to kind of spray it across the face more often and maintain that ball speed. That's not what's confused me. What confused me was that last hole where, I mean, fair enough, one of the 3-woods was ultimately left. But I do feel like if you were looking for a forgiving option off the tee, you're not too bothered about hitting off the fairway, you'd probably still go for a mini driver. Then if you're looking for a fairway, then yeah, I would probably go for a 3-wood. But basically the test all comes down to this. It's a par 5 downhill. Can we first of all get it off the tee with each club? Then can we have a go at the green with each club as well? 570 yards downhill, slightly downwind. First up, we have the Titleist. Now that's a Healy shot that started left coming back. I'd say I've gotten away with that, to be honest. The fact that that stayed in the middle of the fairway is, I don't know how that's done that, to be honest. I was anticipating that to take a big kick to the right, but we're in play. It's done what I wanted it to do. But that shot with the driver is certainly going further to the right. So let's try and hit a good one with the mini driver, try and get down there in the fairway. Can we get past the 3-wood? Give ourselves a chance at this par 5 in 2. Come on. Let's send one. It's a little bit of a high one. It's going to, again, stay nice and straight. It's a good example because it's hit the heel again. And you can see that's just bounding down there pretty much identically, maybe just past the 3-wood. This could be quite interesting to even get on this green in 2 with either of these clubs. Neither of those were great strikes, but fairway wood from the fairway, and that's as good as I can hit it. That's a really nice low penetrating fade with a good couple. You know what, Bobby? I reckon that might be down there, you know. I've absolutely knuckleballed that one. So the chance of going 3-wood both off the tee and the fairway might come to fruition when we get mini driver up from the semi-rough. We have got an advantage with distance there by about, what, 15 yards, Bobby, would you say? Yeah. Is this designed for fairway, the mini rough? The mini rough? Semi-rough? Bloody hell, it's a semi-driver. Oh, basically at them with fade, isn't it? Yeah. We're on a downslope as well, so that really doesn't help us. That's a little bit too quick, I think. Had to be around the corner, I don't know. It's low off the face, and we do have that kind of AI smart face with this, so you never know if it's maybe maintained ball speed. I would imagine though it will have been far too spinny, and the spin axis will have been all skew-iff as well. So let's go and see where they finished. Right, we've stopped. A, because Bobby's got an apology to make. That's strike 3 today. But also the 3-wood has finished there. So we have that for eagle, with a 3-wood and a 3-wood. And for me, that really does show. That's why I did this on this test, to show the versatility of it as well. I'll show you where the mini drivers finish as well. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it would be an equivalent. It's probably going to be a chip and a putt and 2 putts, but we're going to try and finish off just with the 3-wood. So we've eagled the hole with just the 3-wood, because I'm a child. And so, just under the swale is the mini driver. I'll tell you what, I can't believe how well, I mean, both of them to be honest, but the 3-wood there has done really, really, really well. And I certainly feel like this could be the perfect club for both off the tee replacement and off the fairway like we've just shown there. This for eagle on the par 5 using only the 3-wood. Oh, we'd probably 3-putt that and make bogey. Guys, thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button. Which club would you have in the bag for 2024?